Are you old enough to remember catalogs? I'm not talking about the skimpy little things that come into the mail nowadays, maybe from Fred Meyer or Amazon, maybe if we're lucky Target, the 30 pagers, not even 30, 20 pagers, 15 pagers. I'm not talking about those catalogs. I'm talking about the good old day catalogs. The 3-inch kind, 4-inch kind, the ones that we would pore over for hours and hours, taking our little red pen or our blue pen or our marker or our crayon or whatever we had on hand to circle the items we wanted so badly. Maybe they were from J.C. Penney. Maybe they were from Sears. Those were the only two we got. I'm not sure which ones you got, but once they were done, they would be used as booster seats for the youngest kids in the family so that they could sit up just a little higher at the meal. Those catalogs. Do you remember those? Those were the good old days when we had the anticipation build for the items that we might have wanted. Christmas lists never were so easy. My mom never needed me to write down what I wanted for Christmas, my birthday, any sort of holiday where a gift would be given. All she needed to do was go get the catalog. She would see exactly where I marked the items I wanted. Oh, the catalogs. And don't even get me started on how they were used to lift you a little higher so that you could actually eat the food that was sitting on the table. Forget about high chairs. Forget about that. There were no fancy strapped seats that you put on a chair back then. You just sat on a catalog. Why am I telling you this? We are going to get to the point at the end of our show today so that you know what on earth I am talking about the catalog. But tell me, is that something that you used to use? Something that you miss from your childhood too? If it is, stick around. You're going to want to know how you can get your hands on this catalog coming up. Enjoy today's show. We grew up with the phrase, home is where the heart is. But our culture has shifted, and now the message is, home should be Pinterest perfect. I'm calling BS on that message. Home, it's not about the stuff, it's about the story. And whether you know it or not, your home is a reflection of you and is already saying something. So what is it that you want it to say? Hey, I'm Danny, a former first grade teacher turned home decorator. Going from a dual income to a single income so I could stay home with my babies meant budget, like ramen eating, Goodwill shopping budget. And I learned a few things along the way, like how to bring big style to your home without breaking the bank. And I'm sharing it all with you. Tips, tricks, decor, and design advice so you can learn to tell your story with your style. Where you can start living free from the Pinterest perfect trap and start living a life of intention. Welcome to Fig and Farm at Home, where we design happy living and where it doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. The other day I was at basketball practice, and if you remember from being around for a while, you know that I coach boys basketball, girls basketball, and volleyball. It's something that I do and I enjoy the gym so much. But I was at practice and I was teaching the boys how to do a specific drill. Now, without boring you, it was multifaceted. There were lots of things to remember. And if you know basketball, you know that you need to combine a lot of different skills in order to make something happen. There was rebounding, there was pivoting, there was passing, there was jump stopping, there was lay-ins, all of these combined in one drill. And as you can imagine, it was pretty complicated. I just rattled off all of those skills that needed to happen in order to complete this drill, not alone, with a partner. And as I'm saying it, of course, I'm teaching how to go through these motions, why the importance of these things, but I'm seeing the glazed over look on the kids' eyes. They're hearing me, but they're not focused, and they're definitely not going to get it. These are 12 and 13-year-olds. They're not going to get it. So we demonstrate it with someone who has already run the drill. I show them because I know the drill, and I know at least one other person knows it too. So we're running down the court doing this drill, explaining as we go, and then it's time for them to do it. I know that if I just told them how to do it, without showing them, it would be lost in translation. There would be lots of mishaps. I know that even after I showed them and I showed them what it was I was telling them, there were still going to be mishaps. Some kids got it and some kids didn't. Those who didn't, I was their partner, running right beside them, doing the exact same motion, taking on their role with them, telling them, now you are the outlet pass, now you are the passer, now you are jump stopping, running right beside them. And as we were doing this and doing it successfully, I was able to back off, and then I was able to watch, supporting only with my voice. And this made me wonder, when was the last time we as adults have ever put ourselves in a situation where we were like those kids learning that new drill, learning how to combine all of those skills in one fluid, beautiful motion? We encourage our kids to do this all the time. I just listed down some of the lessons, and I don't even want to say lessons, but some of the ways that we encourage our kids to learn a new skill. We might pay for ski lessons, guitar lessons, vocal lessons. Maybe we will have them in dance class, ballet class, art lessons, drawing, baking lessons. Sometimes we do that when we don't have the skills ourselves in order to transfer it to the kiddo. And interestingly, when I speak to some of my own kids' parents, their friends' parents, or I talk to my own athletes and wonder, why are you leaving practice early? Because they have a dance lesson to go to or something like that. Kiddos are booked out. They're booked out learning these new things, and then is the time to apply it, right? You've heard this idea that kids are sponges, and that is so absolutely positively true. But as parents, oftentimes we are so willing to invest in our kids learning a new skill, developing a new skill, honing a new skill, trying something different to see if it can then maybe spark some imagination, spark some creativity, physical activity, genius even. But with us as parents, we often say, we're not worth it. We're not worth the investment of learning a new skill. And so it made me wonder my own journey, because I have willingly said, yes, you need ski lessons. I don't know how to ski. I can't teach you that. Let's let someone else do it. Yes, you need guitar lessons. I have no clue how to play guitar or even read music. I'm going to put you in lessons to give you someone skilled, more skilled than I am, to teach you. But for me, when it comes to me wanting to learn a new skill, there's resistance. There's hesitance. Sometimes it's a busy schedule. I don't have the time I need in order to invest in learning something new. Sometimes it's motivational. I know I might take that course, but I'm not going to put the effort in order to do it. Sometimes it is desire. Do I really want it bad enough to spend the money on myself? Am I worth it enough to learn how to do it? And so thinking about the things that I have invested in my own self in the last couple years in order to get better at something I don't know how to do. And I wonder, what was your last investment of learning something that you didn't know how to do? Of course, we can all go back to this idea of the college or the trade school we went to, right? That was an investment. I didn't know how to teach. I had no clue. I knew I liked kids. I knew I liked interacting with them, but I had no idea. And once I started my teaching career, wow, was I flabbergasted at this idea of, holy smokes, I need to now teach them how to read. I don't know how to do that, even though I just completed 4 years of college. So I went back to grad school to learn how to effectively teach kids how to read. I wouldn't have been able to piecemeal that together on my own. More recently, as I've started this business, I didn't know how to podcast. I had no clue. I knew that it was an idea. I knew that the lessons I was teaching my Facebook group were visual, and they didn't need to see me looking at them while I was speaking. They're busy. They needed to hear me while they're on their errands running to Trader Joe's or Home Goods or Target. They needed to hear me. So I took a course learning how to podcast, the ins and the outs, the do's and the don'ts, the how to adjust volume and how to press record and edit and all the things. And as I'm not doing this as a hobby, as I'm doing this to literally pay bills to help support my family, I needed to learn how to monetize it. That meant marketing. That meant business. I didn't go to school for business. I went to school. I took a lot of history classes. I took a lot of education classes. And then I took reading and literacy classes to become a teacher. I had no idea what this marketing thing meant. And definitely as this world is transforming into more of digital marketing, I needed to learn that too. What does copy even mean? Well, I learned that. I had to go back and invest in myself in order to learn it. And if you're in a career that requires continuing education, you're likely in that same boat. You have to go back and relearn it, get a certificate, get some hours, get some sort of new training. My husband, in his job, he is responsible for some of that training, for the teaching of younger students to be able to learn how to recognize pulmonary diseases and how to treat them carefully. But all of this made me wonder. All of this made me reflect about how willing we are to do the learning up front and how willing we are to invest in the learning and the skills for our kids, and how when it comes to sometimes special interest learning for us, things that are not required but could be fun, things that are not necessary but could be life-changing or life-giving, we pull up short. We say we're not worth it. Every year when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I don't like the word resolution. I like the word goal. Every year, I try to learn something new. It's been a goal of mine for a very, very, very long time. Of course, the last few years, it has been business related. I want to learn how to do, I don't even know, podcasting, we'll just say. I want to learn how to use Google spreadsheets fluently, whatever it is. More recently, it has become more fun. There's a skill I really want to learn so badly, and it is how to decorate sugar cookies like a boss. Do you know the kind I'm talking about? The ones that look like a piece of art that you wouldn't want to eat them, where you need to use royal icing and have these piped edges and you fill in the colors really, really carefully. I really want to learn how to do that. And so I invested in a course. It's not too expensive. It wasn't a huge investment, and it's something that I'm chipping away at here and there in order to learn this skill, because although I love baking and I learned how to bake a long time ago, and I know how to make some really great frosting and how to frost a cookie, I have no idea how to make these cookies look like a piece of art. And so I'm learning, I'm investing in myself. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because there are going to be opportunities available for us, especially in this coming week, as we head into Black Friday, we head into Cyber Monday. Honestly, Black Friday, let's just talk about that for a second. We now know that it is not just one day, it is like a month-long thing. And, I'm okay with that. Because back up 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when there were rushes and lines and brawls at Walmart because TVs were on sale and someone snagged the last TV, I'm okay with a month-long sale rather than this time creep that creeps into this celebration, this Thanksgiving celebration, taking you away from your family so you can go to the store at 5 o'clock in the morning to get the $2 off socks. I'm okay with the month-long sale. But I'm telling you this because there are going to be opportunities this week, this next couple weeks, for you to invest in yourself. And we are no different here at Fig and Farm at Home. You know I am on a mission to help busy moms learn how to decorate their homes on a budget. That is the core of and the heart of my mission here. I know very well that you can throw your money at me or any other designer and we can do it for you. And it will look gorgeous. You'll be happy with the end product. But I know that if I do it for you, you're going to then have to hire me or someone else years down the road when things change. I've been of the mindset for a very long time that when you learn something yourself, you can grow in practice, just like you did when you were learning how to ride a bike or learning how to make a lasagna or learning how to ski down the hill. It takes effort, it takes practice, it takes repetition, it takes time, and sometimes it takes a guide or a mentor. And that's what I am here at Fig and Farm at Home, teaching you different ways, different things to think about when it comes to decorating your home. It is my absolute joy, it is an absolute privilege to be able to sit behind a mic or a computer screen to teach you something that you have not yet learned. But I know, just like I knew when I was teaching that basketball drill, that there's a difference between learning by just listening to it, learning by seeing it, or learning by having a guide. I know that there is a difference in the way that you will apply those skills. And the same goes for home decorating. So this week, as we head into Black Friday, we are heading into Fig and Farm at Home's biggest sale of the year. It is called Deal Week. And this is the only time you'll be hearing about it on the podcast. If you're a regular newsletter or email subscriber, you're going to be hearing about it in the email. Each day from Monday to Friday next week is going to be a brand new deal. Some of the things that you may not have seen me offer before. I'm not going to share them now. You need to be subscribed to my email in order to see what those deals are. But because it's deal week, these are new combinations of ways that we can work together, ways that I can support you on your journey to creating a home that you delight in. And because it is deal week, some of these offers are too good to share right now. And they're going to be too good to pass. So if you've been sitting on the fence, if you have been sitting back and listening to the podcast for a very long time, or even recently, and you've thought, I'm kind of ready to start making the next step, I'm kind of ready to start taking these ideas I'm hearing and putting them into action, I think I'm ready to invest in myself, knowing that not only I am worth it, but my home is worth it, my family is worth it, to create a space that delights us. I'm ready. I want you right now to email me at hello@figandfarmathome.com and say, I want to be on the deal week list. I don't want to miss out. Or tell me a story too, won't you? Tell me a story. Tell me the last time you invested in yourself. But get on that email list so that Monday, when it comes, you're going to be able to see what those deals are. There's going to be a new deal each day, only available for one day. It's a flash sale. And then when they're gone, they're gone. But friend, we know how willing you are to spend and invest in those around you to build up new skills for them. But I know you're listening to the podcast because you want new skills too. I know that you want to learn how to decorate your home. And so if you are ready to take that learning to the next step, to take that learning and those goals and those visions of creating a home that you love and turn them into reality, you've got to take action. Because you, my dear, are worth it. All right, friend, again, that email is hello@figandfarmathome.com. This afternoon, I am releasing the catalog so you can know what to expect, what deals are coming, so that you can be ready for it. Mark your calendar, set your alarm, because there are some really fun 3 new deals this week that have never been seen before. All right, friend, until next time, I will see you soon.